Believe it or not, I am kneeling in probably the remains of a small rifle pit. All of this land is about to be developed. There are about 6 of these small depressions in the ground in a straight line. There's very little left of them, very little mounded up earth left, very shallow depressions. So I've done some metal detecting around them, and in the mounds of earth down deep, I found 2 or 3 bullets. Even though this land is going to be developed, when I'm done here, I'll put everything back the way that it was. I wouldn't be digging these like this, except all of this is going to be developed. Probably within a year and a half, it'll all be under an asphalt parking lot. Is the square? Yeah, I would say that's definitely, I mean, I would think that's a nibble cove. The only thing I don't like is I don't see hammer marks on the top.
You know what? I don't think that's a modern slot shotgun slug. Now that I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm wondering if that's modern. Because if you look around the side, I see some.
Yes, sir. That's what it is. And you know what it is? It's a hollow point shotgun slug, because they make them. Well, so far, I got nothing. I had to hunt this just so I could sleep at night knowing I tried. Absolutely nothing so far. I'll admit, this is an awfully difficult way to relic hunt. And if I don't find something here, it's going to be a very unrewarding way to relic hunt. Years ago, we were digging out a trench. I remember I found a package of percussion caps still wrapped in the paper. I found a buckle. A buddy of mine found a US plate 3 feet away from the buckle I found. Lots of bullets and buttons, and the secret, I think, to digging a rifle pit or a trench is you got to find a place where there was heavy action. The idea is I bought myself about 2 more feet of coverage. I've taken about 2 feet of dirt. You buy yourself 24 inches that would have been out of your hearing range. Wow. But nothing, man. Now that is disappointing. Not even a bullet. And maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this wasn't a rifle pit. Wow. Let's say it's time for lunch.
Okay, good. You don't have any signals down there?
Nope.
You got a good workout?
Yeah.
Look how good this hole is, though. You do really good with that.
You look like you've been finding some stuff. Fighting the ticks and the flies in the woods.
Coin. I don't know what type of coin it is.
Oh, you are knocking the bullets dead, man. Gardner. Daggone, you got a lot of bullets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's not that one because it's so smashed.
8, 9, 10. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's a good day. This sounds like a shotgun shell. Shotgun shells and buttons sound the same. I came in here this morning and wasted a bunch of time in that supposed rifle pit. Now I'm trying to make up for that mess. And it is a shotgun shell. That sounds like another shotgun shell. Yeah, it's right on the surface. Bottle top. Ooh, well, whatever it is, it's broke now. It started out sounding very much like a bullet. The signal kind of changed, like maybe there was some iron in the hole or something. I don't know, but it did sound deep. Yeah, it looks just like a modern bullet casing. Well, that's shallower than I thought it was. It looks like a part of a modern bullet or something. That's probably the best signal I've heard all day. Which isn't saying much because I haven't heard many good signals today. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I think we got, there he goes. All right, finally I'm on the board with Mudduck. Fired 3-ringer, good impact. I am in the thick of it, as you can probably tell. That's probably not a Civil War bullet. Okay, well there's a buck. As you well know, could be a modern buckshot, or it could be out of a Civil War bucking ball. No way to really tell for sure. Alright, let's fight through these thickets and see if we can find Mudduck.
Look at that old hinge. Custom age on it?
Yeah, it does.
Man, I've gotten into like a million ticks, man.
Alright, just dug a little hole right here. Shotgun shell? This is a big signal, and I'm about 5 inches and nowhere near it. Uh-oh. Golly, it's big. Yeah, I got it loose. Well, what do you reckon that is? All right, I'm still down in this really thick stuff. This sounds like a deep bullet signal to me. Come on, baby, be something nice. How about a little U.S. plate, or what do you reckon that is that deep? I mean, I'm past my elbow now. You can see something. No, you can't. It's right there. All right. Now you tell me what that is. I don't have a clue. A ring was holding all these things in like a hoop. But there's the ring that was holding it all together. It was like this, and then it was like this, and this, and this, all the way around. And on this side, it's got this gooey stuff that looks like old grease, but I don't think grease ever gets hard like that. That has really got me stumped. What do you reckon that is? Somebody tell me what I got here. Man, this has been just one of those days. And that thing down at the creek, after I cut the camera off, I found a round wooden lid for it. And I'm wondering if it's some kind of a stave bucket or something. That's a modern bullet right there. Modern bullet. Got a signal here. Oh, should be right on it. Sounds like a bullet. Sounds like a Civil War bullet. What is that? Looks like a modern bullet. Okay, sounding better. And it's still in the hole. That's the best part, I guess. Well, what are you? Oh, yeah, I can tell by the feel. That's a 3-ringer, I think. Yep. All right, well, that's all day and just 2 bullets. But I'm happy to get a Civil War target. You know, if I had good sense, I'd be going home. But I guess it's that relic hunter's optimism. It's getting really thick in the woods and weather's getting warmer. I'm gonna hunt here in the woods for maybe another hour before I head out. I've moved to another part of the farm and haven't been having any luck at all. After a long dry spell, this sounds like a Civil War bullet. Nope. Wow. How did that little slug give such a strong signal? I wasn't real excited about this signal, but it's gone kind of deep. Yeah, that's iron, all right. But it looks like just a piece of farm junk to me. Well, if this is a Civil War bullet, it will shock me because I haven't found any on most of this 100 acres. Just one little pocket of them a long way away from here. Oh, son of a gun. Look at that. I'll be darned. I have not found a bullet within a quarter of a mile here. And there you go. There's a Civil War III ring bullet. I've only walked 10 feet. I mean, I've walked a mile around this place today, or probably more than that, and hadn't found but 2 bullets. Shotgun shell. Well, it's sure no secret I didn't find much related to the Civil War today. So I thought I'd take a little turn, do something a little bit different on this look back time. And instead of showing you something from 160 years ago, I thought I'd show you something related to the Civil War, but not actually from that era. It does go back a pretty good ways. When I was a little boy, from 1961 to 1965, Mechanicsville, Virginia, Cold Harbor, Gaines Mill, it was a hopping place because that was the centennial, of course, of the Civil War. So lots of tourists came and toured the battlefields, and they had interpretive tours and all that kind of thing. And I managed to save just a few things from the Civil War Centennial here in Virginia. The first one is kind of typical tourist junk that you might expect to find. This is just a little mug that says General Robert E. Lee on the front and has a silhouette of him. It says 1861 to 1961 Civil War Centennial mug, and it has the Confederate battle flag on it, of course. That's just some of the stuff or junk that they sold during the Civil War Centennial. Another thing that was very popular was postcards. And this particular postcard shows some reenactors, and then with various configurations of the Confederate flag across the bottom. And it just says the Civil War, 1861, 1865. And you could buy these postcards and send them out. Hey, I was there. The last thing I want to show you from the Centennial was, I don't even know what you call these things. I would call it a license plate edition. Kind of before vanity plates, it was a way to personalize your license plate. You'd bolt them above or below your plate, and I guess to show that you'd been there. This one just says Virginia Civil War Centennial, 1961, 1965. This was my dad's. He had it on his car, and when he saved it, and when he passed away, I made sure it fell into my hands. So those are the only things I wanted to show you from the Civil War Centennial. But I do have one more thing to tell you about. When I grew up in the 1960s and 70s, I grew up in Mechanicsville, and the high school in Mechanicsville was called Lee Davis High School. It was named for Robert E. Lee and Jefferson Davis, as you can imagine. The various buildings of the high school had names, like there was the A.P. Hill building, there was the Longstreet building, all those things. In the last few years, in the culture that we're in, the county school board decided to discard the name of Lee Davis High School, which of course disappoints me as my alma mater. We're not going to talk anymore about that. And now they are the Mechanicsville Mustangs. Back then, we were the Lee Davis Confederates, and I managed to dig out this old T-shirt that I've saved, Lee Davis football. They're not making these anymore. And then I even found in the sock drawer my athletic letter
from Lee Davis High School. So you see what I did there? I didn't find much Civil War, so I thought, hey, take a time to show you something that's not really Civil War, because I sure didn't find much of it today. That was pretty clever, don't you think? But you know, it's funny, these Centennial items are really antiques on their own now, because they're about 60 years old. And things from the Civil War Centennial are probably going to become very collectible soon as well. But just something cool from my past that I thought if you're interested in the Civil War, you might be interested in these as well. So that's it from here. If you like what you see, this is the Battlefield Walker channel. I'd love to have you subscribe. More importantly, I'd love to have you comment on the video. Share your knowledge with me, share your memories with me and other subscribers, and add what you know to what little I know. I love reading the comments. That's one of my favorite things about having the channel. So we'll go back to that spot where I wore myself out on a place I thought was a rifle pit. Now I'm not so sure. We'll give it a shot. I hope you'll join me when I do go back. And until I see you again, I hope that you will be good. Wait for it. And say your prayers. You knew that was coming.